2K Sports and the PGA Tour are thrilled to bring you the exciting season-long race for the FedEx Cup. And we've got final round coverage coming your way right now. Hello everyone, I'm Luke Elvey. It's great to have your company here on 2K Sports. Alongside me in the booth is my mate Rich Beam, and out on the course as always is Henny Koyak and John McCarthy. The course looks pristine, the crowd is buzzing, and we're glad you've joined us for this exciting day on the course. Can't wait to get into the action. Let's get down to the first hole. And as we begin our coverage, it appears that there's a bit of a rivalry brewing between our featured player and Lydia Ko. Henny, what's the intel? Take us through the gossip.
Oh, Luke, there's been so much back and forth between our featured player and Lydia Ko in the run-up to today's matchup. There's certainly some tension out here. You could cut it with a knife.
Cheers for that, Henny. That's good intel. I'll be interested to see how this player deals with the talent that is Lydia Ko. Coming fresh off a win, this player's looking to go back-to-back here.
This player has more confidence, I believe, than any other player in the field at the moment. This should be another good week for him.
And that one has found its way onto the green. That's a good shot, but some work ahead still. This one's heading on a pretty nice line, I feel. Tracking. And he's made it. What a putt. Currently 1 under for the tournament. Rich, if you missed a birdie opportunity at the first, you've certainly got one here at the second.
Yes, par 5 is pretty much just straight away. You got to avoid those bunkers down the left-hand side. For those players laying up, you got to lay it up shy of the big bunker down the right-hand side. This green sits ever so slightly above the fairway, and again, they're just not that big of targets. It really is a cool golf course designed by Pete Dye.
That's some good golf right there.
He has his eyes set on one place and one place only. It's the green.
It looks like he's thinking about going for the green here. Ooh, just skinned the hole, that one. Why don't we catch up with what Lydia Ko's up to?
It's been a little up and down, but she's just one stroke back from her rival.
Can this stay on the cut stuff? Oh, this is exciting. A putt for an eagle. And he's down there. You got a read?
I've had a look from both sides. This is a right to lefter.
Good chance, this one. Right on 6 feet.
This for a birdie run.
With a share of the lead.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
The third hole is a long par 3 measuring 230 yards.
Be careful of the wind here. You can't always feel it, as those trees on the left sometimes block it out. Missing it right is an obvious no-no, but missing it left is no guarantee of an up and down either. The green slopes away pretty severely over there.
Opting for the draw here.
Yeah, good job. This wind is getting up out here.
Putting for birdie. And a quick glimpse at the leaderboard now, and this player holds the lead, with Brooke Henderson trailing in second place. TPC Louisiana might be known as a birdie fest. However, you're going to find plenty of challenges, including the par 4 fourth.
How can bunkers that are so minuscule be so agonizing? That's exactly what these are down the left-hand side of the fourth hole. You avoid those and get a good look at the green for your second shot that gently works away from the player.
Yeah, that was a safe play. Trying to get it to 4 under with this putt. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
This is a big old left-to-righter.
Yeah, just had a little bit too much speed on that putt. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole.
Nice little par putt here.
And he's maintained top spot on the leaderboard after that hole. Rich, the 5th is a shortish par 4 by today's standards, but still enough there to mess with your ball.
Players want to move the tee shot from right to left on this hole because there's some trees on the tee box that'll kind of force you that direction, so driver may not be the play. The second shot, however, that's where it gets interesting. This green absolutely belongs in a skate park. This has more humps and bumps and wobbles in it. It is a very cool design.
Sitting at 3 under par. Well, safe on the surface. Maybe it's time to hold on. Long-range ball. Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Setting up this putt 29 feet from the cup.
This looks pretty tiny, this. That one's got some intent. No! And that should secure the par on this one. Heading to the next hole now, and this player's currently in a share of the lead with Brooke Henderson. The 6 is a tremendous par 4. Plenty of golf hole, this one.
Water all the way down the left-hand side, so that's going to shove your tee shot out to the right, which will make that second shot so much longer. Not much to this green. It's fairly flat, but finding it a 2, well, that's a tall order.
From around 170 yards here, he's currently tied for the lead. Good shot there.
Look, nothing gets past you. Yes, this kid is a stud.
All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. Oh, I don't mind the look of this one. In fact, this is looking fantastic. And back to the course with the live action. And he's down there. You got a read?
I've got it going right to left here.
An opportunity for a birdie here.
This one's tracking.
Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. And he will move to 4 under par now. And just keeping it in neutral on the leaderboard. The 7th provides a great opportunity if you can get a good driveway. This par 5 is a lovely hole.
Pete Dye put a zit in the middle of this fairway, and it absolutely needs to be popped.
It's almost like a magnet for your golf ball.
You drive it in that fairway bunker, and you're absolutely beside yourself on how your golf ball could end up in something so small. It is a brilliant design, a brilliant bunker on a hole that should be birdieable by everybody in the field.
See if you can get that one to come back to the left a little. Putting for eagle here. 6 feet remaining to the cup.
This for back-to-back birdies.
Knock it down. That's birdie number 5.
Back-to-back birdies, moving the right direction there, Luke.
The 8th is a short par 4, Rich, and modern players are starting to try to drive this green.
They are, although I don't quite see it that way. It's such an easy second shot if you just lay it up short of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side. You're not going to have much more than a flip sand wedge, gap wedge maybe, to a green that once again has a lot of movement to it.
Yeah, that's just not going to work for him.
Now switching our focus to Lydia Ko.
Yeah, she's behind now, but that could be a motivating thing.
Ooh,
It might not be, though. It might be actually really nice. Look at this go.
Well, Rich, when she exploded onto the scene as a precocious young teenager, winning early, dominating the women's game, New Zealand had a bright young star in Lydia Ko, and it's only continued to shine right throughout her career. She's a lot to marvel at, isn't she?
She is, and it never ceases to amaze me, Luke, how players at such a young age have so much success, and then they taper off a little bit. Not fall away, but they taper off, and the game doesn't quite go the way it's always gone their entire life. They struggle, but then when they do come back, it's like they're even better than what they were before. And I think that's what you see in Lydia. You know, she came out and a wunderkind, was winning everything at a young age, amateur then professional.
Yeah, she exploded on the scene.
She exploded, and then there was just a little bit of a drop off, you know, and a little bit of confidence got shaken, which, like, how did that happen? Like, she's the most confident person out there. She's beating everybody. And then all of a sudden she fails, and, you know, kind of changes things up a little bit, you know, knocks the dirt off and gets right back on that horse and starts winning again. I'm always fascinated by that, because when you lose your confidence as a golfer, it's so hard to get it back, because sometimes what happened to you is the death of you. You're just like, I can't shake, you know, whatever got into my brain or into my swing. I can't quite shake that, and I can't forget about it. And she's done so seamlessly. Hats off to her. I love watching her game. I love watching her play. But I'm more fascinated by the fact that she's come back stronger, I believe, than she was when she first came out.
The back 9 begins with a shortish par 4, Rich. A chance to make a birdie out of the gate.
Yes, it is. Drives want to be favored down the left-hand side, as there's some nasty bunkers over there on the right. This green is a dippity-do, I would say. It starts off high, low in the middle, and comes up high again.
And Rich, that back-to-back win could be within reach here. This player can just gain a few more strokes on the inward half.
Winning last week, this player's full of confidence, and rightly so.
Not a bad play, that one. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
18-footer here is what he's facing.
This putt is about 8 feet. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. The par 5 11th, very gettable if, Rich, you can avoid that monster tree about 100 yards out.
Exactly. Tee shots, once again, you're starting it between a couple of bunkers, but the second shot, there's a tree about 75 yards short of this green, and you've got to figure out a way around it. Do you draw it around it? Do you hit a fade around it? What do you do? No easy task for any of these players. Green sits above the player just a little bit, and again, has a lot of movement in it.
Well, that's a tremendous shot and sets up a wonderful opportunity.
Using all of his muscles to get that one home in 2.
piece of his lead. Currently 3 strokes up after that hole. Well, the 12th is certainly one of the stronger holes on the back 9. This par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
You want to try and hug the left-hand side as best you can to shorten up the hole as much as you can, but still avoid that bunker if at all possible. Second shot, the green up there sits a little bit caddy cornered to the players, so working the golf ball in there for left to right for your second shot would be the play.
Catch up with what Lydia Ko's up to.
She's currently trailing her rival. Let's see what happens here.
Chosen the pitching wedge here. This one's looking pretty good for the bunker. Okay, time to return to the action. 3 feet to go here to the hole.
What a great opportunity here for a look at a birdie.
What a performance. 8 birdies on the card. And now he'll move to 10 under for the tournament. Rich, the 13th is a short par 4, but a really good one, depending on how much you want to take off.
There's really no real reason to go right at the green, Luke, with the tee shot, even if you have the power to get there, because you just can't stop it on the green. If anything, you want to hit it out to the right, where your next shot is going straight up the green. This is a very flat green, but is perched well above the fairway. It's a wonderful birdie opportunity.
Yeah, it's heading to the bunker for sure. Okay, Henny, this one's found the bunker. Is it lying okay?
This reminds me of my breakfast. Nice fried egg.
The right stuff there.
Yeah, it took a bit too much club on that one.
Now switching our focus to Lydia Ko.
She's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
That's outstanding.
You know, I think trailing would have really annoyed her into holing this shot out.
This would be a great up and down. It's for par.
This is no gimme, guys. There's a lot of right to left here still.
In she goes. Let's head to the next. He's currently sitting in first place. Well, for all the opportunities 13 provides you, you don't get too many here at the par 3 14. It's a beast.
As easy of a birdie opportunity as the 13th was, 14, yeah, not so much here. Even though the green is quite large in size, it's difficult to hit with a long iron.
Opting for the 6 iron. This would be a great up and down.
Come on, don't be shy.
This has got some intent.
Yahtzee!
This again. Have this one on repeat.
Our featured player leads by 5 strokes as we head to the next hole. The 15th is certainly no cakewalk either, a par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
This is the time where you need to have the best drive of the day. Take it out to the right, avoid the bunkers down the left-hand side. In the green, once again, it's got some movement into high spot in the front, a low area, and then a high area in the back. And the pin's all the way back. Good luck making 4.
Well, that was fantastic. What a shot from the left. Just 6 feet between he and the hole.
All right, guys, this for 2 birdies in a row.
And down it goes. Now 12 under par with just a few holes remaining.
And nice to have that cushion heading down the last few holes.
Wow, that was just striped. Well, there's a very good reason why he's leading this tournament, and that's Exhibit A. Wow. There's a lot of power in that one. Bombed. Well, that'll work. Up on the dance floor. Could have been worse. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
Yeah, it's going to bank to the left-hand side, this one.
Not a bad effort right there from long range. Big breaking putt. He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
Down she goes. Let's head to the next. Our current leader is enjoying a 7-stroke advantage. The par 3 17th requires a really strong tee shot, doesn't it, Rich?
That it does. Again, a very difficult par 3 with water all the way down the left-hand side. Just bail out to the right as best you can and rely on your short game to make that par.
Looks to be going with the 4-iron. Oh, that's outstanding. Another great shot by our leader. Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie.
Starting this one way out to the right. Let's see if it turns.
Just a short putt remaining here. Holding steady in first place after that one. The finishing hole at TPC Louisiana, in my opinion, Rich, is a great one because, again, you can have anything from eagles all the way through to bogeys and worse.
Just avoid those little pot bunkers down the left-hand side, and you might be able to give it a whirl in 2. However, you got to be careful to A, not miss it right, obviously, but even going too far left, you can really get an uncomfortable pitch shot from a low area left of the green.
He is taking this on.
Yeah, this is the stuff we love. Getting after this par 5
Using the grip muscles to get it home in 2 there.
2. Here's a putt to finish his round with the clubhouse lead. And as he sits that final putt, now he's got the clubhouse lead. But the nervous round begins as the rest of the field finishes up. Well, Rich, after that hot start, it's probably a little surprising.